Hi everyone, it's Bubbly4041 and I'm back with another post-Breyerfest related video. In this video I'm going to go over my open show placings from the Breyerfest 2019 open show. There were 175 entrants in the Breyerfest 2019 open show who brought over 7,600 registered models with them to compete during the day. Out of those models, I contributed 47 horses. Out of the 47 horses that I brought, I got 14 placings at the open show. I was really pleased with this amount of placings. It was my first time at the open show. It was a very stressful, very busy day. I was up and down a lot, bringing horses to and from tables, and taking pictures throughout the day. So I didn't really have time to socialize with a lot of other people. I did see other people there, very starry photos, Breyer Trot, Summer Storm Breyers, etc. But I didn't really say hi to anybody. I was just so focused on my own horses and my own placings happening throughout the day. I am happy to report that I did not miss a class. That was one of my goals this year. I did not miss a class, so every horse did have an equal opportunity to place, equal opportunity under, they might not have placed well under the judge anyway, but I gave every horse an equal opportunity to place on the table. So with my limited storage that I have left, I am going to go over my open show placings from least to most impressive, as is customary with a lot of these placings videos, from lowest to highest. And we are going to start off first with a 10th place. I will try to remember to say my models' names and what classes they were in as I go on. If I miss any, I do apologize. And if you hear any background noise throughout the video, I do apologize for that as well. So starting off with a 10th place, let me just grab the ribbon real quick and switch hands. So 10th place I got with my regular run Allegro model. He got a 10th place in the Part Arabian and Arabian types class in the regular run division. I do not have him on my shelves any longer because I am listing him for sale. I have decided to kind of replace him with my Acadia model that I brought home from Breyerfest. So he will be for sale and he would be coming with this ribbon. But I was really happy with the breed that I gave him, that he actually managed to pull off placing a 10th place in the Breyerfest Open Show, which, I mean, any placing is amazing. So he got a 10th place. That is his placing. And we'll just continue on to my two 9th places that I got. My first 9th place that I got, we're going to start with this model up here, this girl. This is Modern Art, and I showed her in the regular run draft breeds in the mini division, and she got a 9th place in that class. I was really pleased with her placing. She was my first placing of the day, and she does have some marks on her back, so I really did not think that she was going to place well. So for her to pull that ribbon was really surprising to me, and just made me happy to start off the day. So anything that came after that was kind of icing on the cake already, so that was really nice. And then my next 9th place model, we're going to jump down here to this shelf. My Glossy Cody model got a 9th place. She was shown in the collectability division, so she got a 9th place in breed. You can see the breed on there on the bottom. So that was the only division where the ribbons were specified between breed and collectability. I believe all the other ribbons were for breed only. So I was really pleased that she got a 9th place. She does have slight ear tip rubs, which I touched up with acrylic paint. She has a little black spot on her nose, and I think that her front leg is slightly warped. But I was really pleased that she pulled this placing, even with the small flaws that she does possess. So, and her name is Bleeding Love. So I was really happy that she pulled that. Moving on to 8th places, we'll stay on this same shelf and just jump over here. This is Fear of Flying. She's my Tractor Supply Company special run limited edition, whichever you prefer to call it, Alba. She has really crisp markings, and she is one of my nicer OF models condition-wise, and she got an 8th place. I showed her in the Clydesdale Shire class as a Shire, and then they ended up splitting the class between Clydesdales and Shires, so I'm not sure if she just got an 8th out of Shires or an 8th out of Clydesdale Shire altogether. I'm thinking it was just an 8th out of Shires, but I am not completely sure. So really pleased with her placing, and she's a really nice model, so it was nice for her to pull through for me. Moving on to my next 8th place, we're going to jump up a little bit onto the small shelf. So up here, my little model here, Artifice, got an 8th place in the regular run mini section in the thoroughbred and racing breeds class. So that is his ribbon. There were a couple others of him, some which might have placed better, and I know he placed better than a couple others of him. So he was kind of right in the middle, which I do not mind. I'm just really glad that he pulled home a placing for me in general. Moving on to my only 7th place that I received, we're going to stay on this shelf as well and just pop over 2 horses. My 2018 Stalemaker Club Rayleigh model, who I have called Sephora, got a 7th place in the special run section of the mini division, and she was in the Morgan and Gated Breeds class. There were a couple others of her in the class, and there were a couple others of her that did place better, one of which I think got a 2nd or a 1st, but I was really happy that she placed it all and got a 7th, so it was really nice of her to get. And staying right on the shelf for the next couple of placings, moving down here, this guy right here, who I've called Larkspur, got a 5th place in the carriage and warm blood breeds in the regular run section of the mini division. There were a couple others of him as well. I can't remember if they placed better or worse. I think, again, he was kind of in the middle. So really happy for that. And I really like his, his shading and everything. And I was really happy to get this other guy that's glossy, because gloss is my life. So really happy with him. And then staying right on the shelf, just popping over again a couple horses, we have this girl right here. This is Mountain Time. I showed her as a Highland pony in the pony breeds in the regular run section again of the mini division, and she pulled a 4th place for me. I think she was my first 4th place of the day, I believe. So that was really nice. There was another couple of her in the class, and I think one of them got a better placing, like 3rd, 2nd, or 1st, but can't complain. Really happy that she did place as well as she did. She is a nice model. So moving on to a couple shelves below for the remainder of my 4th places. 4th places was the highest placing, or the most abundant placing that I got. I got 3 4th places during the day. So moving on to over here, apologize about the lighting. This is a hard place to get decent lighting into. My 2017, I think it's 2017, Premier Club model Duende, who I have called Stormfront, got a 4th place in the Pasofino and Peruvian Paso class in the special run division, I'm pretty sure. Really pleased with his placing and that he pulled that placing. He is one of my more flawed show models, so I'm really happy that he pulled through a placing at all, and one that was fairly high at that. And then going on to the very end of the shelf, we have this little guy back here. This is Sprite. He is just from the companion donkey, Breyer companion donkey, and I showed him in the regular run donkeys, mules, zebras, etc. type class, and he pulled a 4th place. Really, really pleased with that. There were a couple others of him in the class, and I do not remember if they placed worst or better. I think he placed better than at least one of them. So really happy with that. He's a nice little guy. And then moving on to 3rd places, I did get 2 3rd places. We'll jump back up first to this mini shelf. So going over here, my 3rd place was this guy. If I can get it to focus. It doesn't really like to focus on him that much. This is Brighton. He is a Generation 1 Morgan Stallion and Chestnut. He's really fairly nice condition for a Generation 1 stablemate. He does have some kind of scrapes in his back, as is common for some of the models of this, era of this generation. But he actually managed to pull a 3rd place in the regular run Morgan and Gated class. So I was really pleased about that. And he is a nice little model. I'm really happy that he placed for me. And then moving on to my next 3rd place, I'm going to move the stool here for a second. And we're just going to pop on over to this top shelf over here. On the far end, we have my regular run Totalis. I showed him in the regular run German Warmblood class, and he got a 3rd place. I was really, really pleased with that. There was another one in this class that got a first and then went on to win reserve champion. So I'm really pleased for that model, and I was just really pleased in general that he got a third place and that he placed out of a fairly large class. I was a little bit late getting him kind of to the table. They originally split the class between 2 tables, and then I didn't realize that they wanted all the horses who had gotten a chip to like remain, or maybe it was if they got a chip I think they left, and then if they didn't get a chip next to them then they stayed. I didn't realize that they wanted those horses all on one table, so I really had to squeeze him in as the judge was judging to get him on the table, so I was really happy that he still placed even with that little small kind of dilemma there. Yeah, really pleased for him. And then I have my 2 highest placings, and I also wanted to mention she was in the special run section. So moving on to my 2 highest placings, no surprise, Carlisle, Kings of Twilight, got a 2nd place, and this is his ribbon. Again, his was in breed, and he was also in the collectability division, so he didn't place for collectability, but he did get a 2nd in breed. Really pleased with that. He got the 2nd, and he got the breed Nan card as well, because this Breyerfest was Nan qualified. And in addition to the 2nd place, which I was really pleased about, he actually pulled a 5th place in the 2019 Breyerfest Open Show First Breyerfest Fun Class, so you had to display a model from your first ever Breyerfest and a little bit of a story to go with them, and he got a 5th place just because I actually won him and pulled him at my first Breyerfest in 2012. So really pleased about that, really pleased for the kind of ribbons and things that he won. He's one of my best showing models, and he never disappoints me, so he did a really good job. And then moving on to kind of what I consider one of my most surprising placings of the day, and I also want to mention, if I didn't mention before, I'm trying to remember to put their show names in here. His name is The Dark Knight, that is his show name. If I missed any others and you're curious, just comment and let me know. So moving on to my highest placing model that was really curious to me and wasn't expected, was actually this model over here. This is Morning Glory. She is the 2010 LCR Benefit model Lady Phase. She's like a red dun with the swishy tail. And I showed her in the color breeds and other breed like mixed and pure class, and she actually got a 2nd place. Really happy about that. It's a new breed for her. I've tried a couple different breeds for her, and I was really pleased that this one actually turned out some pretty decent results, and that she got the 2nd place and the associated Nan card with the 2nd place. So those are my 2 highest placings of the day. I didn't get any first places, I didn't get any rosettes or division champions or reserves, and no prize models, but I'm okay with that because it was my first ever Breyerfest open show. It was amazing to be there, and it was amazing to just get any of the placings that I got in general. So I'm gonna do my traditional little zoom out here. My Breyerfest experience was really great. I am going to try to get a Breyerfest experience video uploaded. I did lose all of the pictures that I took at the open show, so I'm going to try to get those back, and if I can get those back, then I will try to post a full Breyerfest experience video. But for now, this is my haul, and this has been my open show placings video. If you have any other questions, please comment down below. I'm always free to chat. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you guys went to the open show or the youth and children's show, I love watching placings videos, so please don't be shy about posting your placings and what you received during those shows, and doing like an experience type video with any videos or pictures or things that you got at the show as well, because I love watching those videos. Thank you so much for watching, you guys. Watch out for the next couple videos coming up, and have a good weekend. Bye.